So I thought we'd have a little fun today, looking at all these comments about the burning down of Nottoway Plantation, because people are still debating this. And I'd really like to know, what if Whitney Plantation burned down? What would you do if the Whitney Plantation burned down? Would you be cheering? Would you be crying? Now, there have been some really funny reactions to this. Like the guy that took the bottle of water and poured it on his face to create fake tears. I mean, that's funny. But boy, oh boy, you talk about people who have no knowledge of history. Oh, they know about slavery. They know about plantation life. I'll give them that. But I want to go through these comments. There's a video here on YouTube. Title of the video: People and People Clash, Black People and White People Clash Over the Nottoway Plantation Fire Incident. And more or less, it's white and blacks agreeing on this. No real clash here. Can we say clickbait? Now, I'm not going to play the video just for the sake of copyright, but we will go through the comments here. So let's see if they give a description. And welcome back to the channel, Culture Confederacy. Here it's Tuesday. I lose track of my days doing the overnights on the weekends and working during the week. So for the sake of copyright, we're not gonna play you clips of the video, audio from it. They don't really have a description. People's reaction to the Nottoway Plantation fire incident. That's about it. So I chimed in, but I'll give you my comment here last, because I'm a humble folk. My relatives were poor growing up in the South. They were. They came over here from Ireland and Germany, dirt poor. Couldn't rub two nickels together. But just the comment alone, oh my God, the comment alone about this. But what's funny is they don't mention in here, didn't see any comments talking about how African nations were a major player in the slave trade, both the Atlantic and the trans-Saharan slave trade. They profited from it. It was part of the African social hierarchy, whether it was Egypt or Niger or Ethiopia. And at one time, Ethiopia was one of the wealthiest nations in that area or that region, going back to biblical times. You're just a white folk from the South. What do you know? So apparently, I guess there's this doll called Annabelle or something like that. It's supposed to be haunted. I think this may have had something to do with it. People believe the weirdest things. They really do. So we'll start with this one. It was our ancestors, not no damn doll. I'm not American, but damn. Damn. I know the mayor of Natchez, or whatever it is. He grew up with my family. Good dude. Everybody that got married in kids there are a cursed play, cursed to the end of time, the history of the atrocities, they can't even spell the word. They can't spell it, I can't say it. Okay, I'm getting tongue-tied today. Atrocities, there you go. Everybody that got married in kids there, they are cursed, play cursed to the end of time. Grammar, folks, can we talk about grammar here? God, period, is, thumbs up. Huh? Slav means slaves. Europeans are the first and cheapest slaves ever. That's why they are crying so much. Buy nothing. Okay. How many people know that in 1861 in Russia, they pretty much abolished slavery or servitude? Started the Civil War. And people in the South, they took notice of this. And believe it or not, they were debating in the South abolition laws going back to the mid-1850s in these different states in the South. But with all this slavery. But they had a term. It's a very derogatory term. I think it's pronounced Kholop, Kholop, which was a Russian slave going back, I think, to the 12th century. And they were treated in many ways like African slaves. This is in Russia. These are white people in Russia. So slavery affected everybody. Ancient Egypt, ancient Greece, you name it. Slavery had been around for a long time. Didn't start in the United States. Every marriage that took place at that forced labor prison camp is cursed. Every child born from those marriages is cursed. Now, yes, slavery was bad. And yes, a lot of people were forced into slavery. But guess what? A lot of white people had no other choice but to enter into indentured servitude. Otherwise, they would have starved to death. How do you think most of the Irish or the Chinese came over to this country? They did it through indentured servitude. The Italians, some Germans, Polish, Czech, you name it. If you were poor, indentured servitude was your way out of starvation. Funny how that's not mentioned in this series of comments here. We could care less. No protest here. Those days are done. Trying to get us out there for martial law to start shooting us in the middle of the street. Non-black people get out there and protest for the next 400 years. Amen. No. I'm having fun today. But you talk about nonsense. Now, how many people know that on this plantation, this guy was named Randolph, he had a facility where slaves could bathe once a day. Believe it or not. And this property was one of the first to have indoor plumbing, hot and cold water, flushable toilets. Something that most poor white people in the South did not have. Somebody just sneezed outside. God bless them. So pardon the background noise. We're doing this in real time. That place is a place for people that are heartless. We see you for who you are and not what you want us to see. Just seeing how y'all treat redheads. Oh, you mean the Irish? Oh, wait a minute. The Irish are white, aren't they? The Irish are. Told him getting tongue-tied today. Something is not right when it comes to white people. Where'd y'all come from? Something is not right when it comes to white people. Where'd y'all come from? Oh, I don't know, Europe? And dealt with centuries of these monarch or these royal families that were pretty screwed up, that inbred. Why do you think we left Great Britain? We didn't want to be under the thumb of a king. You didn't go against what the king said back in the day. That's just something you didn't do. Try telling that to these people. Goes over their head. Think Twin Towers insurance. Now that's funny. It's an insurance scam. Now there have been some questions about what started this fire, and I'd like to know that. Be interesting to find out what started this fire. They're saying it started, I believe, in the attic. Now, I had a situation when I lived in California. My apartment building burned down. It was one of these older homes. Built, I think, maybe in the 1920s, 1930s, somewhere around there. But back at that time, the materials they used, you had these attics that had spaces in them. So, you have dry weather, you have the elements, gets really hot. If you have poor insulation, sometimes the electrical work that was done on these properties back in the day wasn't up to code or never got changed over the years. So because of that, that could create a potential a potential hazard. It's discussing how people have weddings on plantation on plantation. Not on plantations, but on plantation. It's discussing how people have weddings on plantation. I had a wedding on plantation. I hope the ancestors who now arrested ever had to deal with pain on that place. Wow. Wow. The American education system has really failed these people. Oh. That plantation was not a way for us, so it had to go. Not a way for us. Well, don't know if you know this or not, but you had a lot of plantation owners who happened to be of mixed race. They could be Brazilian, Creole, Native American. You had a lot of Irish that worked for Native American plantation owners. And as the story goes, if it came down to slaves doing the most dangerous jobs in the Irish, they would have chosen the Irish because the Irish were seen as dispensable. Nobody liked the Irish. Oh, by the way, did I mention what Leland Stanford said about the Chinese in 1862 during the State Address in California? I think I did before. He called them an inferior race. But you see, at that time, the idea of race was seen more in the terms of social structure or class structure. Kind of how things are seen in Europe. So they viewed race differently in the 19th century. And you could have been anti-slavery then, but still anti-black, and a lot of people were. That's why they didn't want a lot of these people in the territories. They didn't want freedmen in the territories. Free soil, free labor, free white men. I really see faces in the picture. Let Annabelle move around, she gone done, deal with them, not us. So those are some of the comments. This video here on YouTube, thought I'd share with you today. One take video again. So thank you for letting me stumble my way through this. But let me give you my comment here. Told you I'd save this for last. Funny how in all these comments I don't see any mention of how the Irish, Italians, Jewish, Chinese, Slavs, Gypsies, Serbs, Czechs, Polish, and even Germans were treated back in the day. Many came over to the United States as indentured servants, nor any mention of how Africa was a willing participant and even profited from both the Atlantic and trans-Saharan slave trade, which is true. It's 100% true. Here's one for you. The average size of a poor white family's home in the South in 1860 was the same size as that of a slave's quarters on a plantation. Go back and take a look at these photos of these different homes owned by poor white Southerners at the time. Remember the Beverly Hillbillies? Their shack? Well, that's pretty much what white people lived in back then. So I thought I'd share this with you today, these comments on this video. White and black people clash over Nottoway. But you had black, Creole, mixed race, Brazilian, Native American slave owners or plantation owners. You had Irish working for them. You had indentured servants working for them. Chinese coming over here as indentured servants. They weren't considered citizens because they were indentured servants. They had to earn their citizenship. My family came through Ellis Island. Again, my relatives came over from Ireland and Germany. Dirt poor. I also have Native American in my background. Cherokee, Iroquois. You know how the natives were treated in this thing called the United States? But do you see me getting mad about it? No, because that was then, this is now. So thank you for being with me. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, you know what to do. You can follow me at Instagram, hashtag Jason Composes, because I write music in my spare time. Go to X, Culture Confederacy, at Culture Confed 1 on X. Now you can find me at Substack. This is the Culture Confederacy saying peace out. Stay safe, everybody. Have a great Tuesday, and I'll catch you next time. Take care.